Imagine you're trying to decide which streaming stick to buy in 2026. /N/N you want 4K, you want fast, and you probably just assume a Fire TV stick is the obvious choice. /N/N, but what if I told you that after months of testing, this tiny gadget has one massive hidden flaw that almost nobody talks about? And it's not about the remote, the ads, or even the apps. /N/N therefore, before you spend a single dollar on the Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K, you need to see this. /N/N for the best price, click the link in the description. /N/N now, you're probably thinking it's just another streaming dongle. /N/N you plug it in, you get Netflix and Prime Video, and that's... The real story of the Fire TV Stick 4K in 2026 isn't about what it does. It's about what it represents in a world that's changing faster than your Wi-Fi buffer. /N/N, this device is sitting at a crossroads, and your choice to buy it or skip it depends entirely on one critical factor. /N/N, let's dive in. /N/N first, the unboxing. You get the stick itself, which is comically small, the Alexa voice remote, a power adapter, an HDMI extender, and 2 AAA batteries. /N/N setup is famously simple. Plug it into your TV's HDMI port, connect power, and follow the on-screen prompts to connect to Wi-Fi and log into your Amazon account. Within minutes, you're staring at the Fire TV interface. /N/N, and that interface is where we encounter our first major. But /N/N it's fast. Thanks to the upgraded 1.7 GHz quad-core processor, menus zip along with minimal lag. Apps launch quickly. The 802.11 AC Wi-Fi ensures a stable connection for 4K streams. /N/N, but the home screen is a billboard. It's dominated by auto-playing previews, ads for shows and movies, and prominent placements for Amazon's own content. /N/N, if you hate the idea of your TV's home screen being a shopping mall, this will grind your gears. /N now, promise number 1. I'll show you how to tame that beast later. /N, let's talk picture and sound. The 4K in the name is legitimate. It supports Ultra HD resolution at 60 frames per second, HDR10, HDR10+, Dolby Vision, and HLG. /N, that's a mouthful of acronyms that basically means if your TV supports it, the Fire Stick will deliver a fantastic, vibrant, detailed picture. /N for sound, you get Dolby Atmos pass-through. If you have a compatible soundbar or AV receiver, it can create that immersive overhead effect. /N, the performance here is flawless. Streaming 4K HDR content from Disney+, Apple TV+, or Amazon Prime is a breeze. No stutters, no major compression artifacts on a good connection. /N, therefore, on pure technical specs, it's a powerhouse for the price. /N, but here's the twist. That technical prowess is almost table stakes now. /N, every major competitor has similar specs. /N, the real battle in 2026 is in the ecosystem and the user experience. And that's where our curiosity deepens. /N, the Alexa voice remote is a star. Press the microphone button and you can search for movies, launch apps, control smart home devices, even ask about the weather. It's responsive and genuinely useful. /N, Alexa, find comedies from the 90s works great. /N, Alexa, turn on the living room lights is a party trick that never gets old. /N, speaking of parties, here's joke number 1. The Fire Stick remote is so useful, it started ordering its own groceries on Amazon. I found a suspicious package of tiny, remote-sized batteries at my door last week. /N, app selection is vast. You have all the major streamers. Netflix, Prime Video, Disney+, Hulu, HBO Max, Paramount+, Peacock, YouTube, YouTube TV. /N, you also get a ton of niche apps, free ad-supported channels like Freevee and Pluto TV, and gaming apps if that's your thing. /N, but, and this is a huge but, the experience is fragmented. /N, unlike some competitors, there's no unified continue watching row that pulls from every app. You're often diving into individual apps to resume a show. \n, the interface prioritizes discovery over continuity. \n, promise number 2. I'll reveal the one secret setting that improves this. \n, now, let's address the elephant in the room for 2026, the operating system. \n, the Fire TV Stick 4K runs on Amazon's Fire OS, which is a forked version of Android. \n, this is its greatest strength and its most significant weakness. \n, the strength is deep integration with the Amazon ecosystem. Buy or rent a movie on Amazon, it's right there. Have an Echo device. The control is seamless. \n, the weakness is update anxiety. Android TV and Google TV devices, along with Apple TV, often feel like they're on a faster, more consistent update path for the core OS and sometimes even app optimizations. \n, Fire OS updates can feel more sporadic and focused on serving Amazon's commercial interests. \n, this leads to our contrarian snapback. The hidden flaw I mentioned isn't a bug or a missing app. \n, it's future-proofing, or the potential lack thereof. \n, in 2026, streaming standards are evolving. New codecs, new interactive features, new smart home integrations are emerging. \n, when you buy a streaming stick, you're buying a ticket on a software train. You need to trust the conductor. \n, can you trust Amazon to prioritize your viewing experience over its storefront in the years to come? \n, that's the million-dollar question. \n, let's talk gaming. It's fine, you're not buying this for cloud gaming. Luna and Xbox Cloud Gaming are there, but the experience is heavily dependent on your internet. \n, for casual mobile-style games, it works. \n, here's joke 2. Trying to play a fast-paced cloud game on the Fire Stick feels like giving your TV espresso. It's jittery, anxious, and might spill something. \n, now, promise number 3. The single best accessory that changes everything. \n, if the ads bother you, an HDMI-CC-compatible universal remote can often bypass the need to use the Fire TV remote to turn things on, letting you jump straight to an input or app. \n, it's a small quality-of-life hack. \n, let's compare. The obvious competitors are the Google Chromecast with Google TV 4K and the Roku Streaming Stick 4K. \n, the Chromecast offers a more content-centric, less ad-heavy interface and better integration with Google Photos and YouTube. \n, the Roku offers a famously simple, neutral platform that doesn't play favorites with content. \n, but the Fire TV Stick 4K offers the most powerful voice assistant and the deepest smart home control of the three. \n, therefore, your choice becomes philosophical. Do you want a storefront Amazon, a curator Google, or a neutral platform? Roku, \n, OK. Time for the secret setting I promised. Settings, preferences, featured content, you can turn off, allow video autoplay, and allow audio autoplay. \n, this kills the auto-playing previews on the home screen. It doesn't remove the ad tiles, but it makes the interface much quieter and less aggressive. It's a must-do. \n, for the continue watching issue, there's no perfect fix. However, using the Alexa voice search is the fastest way to jump back into a specific show across apps. \n, now, the best accessory. The $20 Ethernet adapter from Amazon. \n, if your Wi-Fi is even slightly congested. This little dongle plugs into the stick's micro USB port, using the included power adapter hub, and gives you a rock-solid wired connection. \n, for 4K streaming, it's a game changer. No more buffering during the climax of your show. Joke 3, my Wi-Fi is so bad it buffers my thoughts. This adapter fixed that. \n, so, who is the Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K for in 2026? \n, it's perfect for you if you're deep in the Amazon ecosystem, Prime member, Echo devices. You value Alexa voice control above all else. You have a 4K HDR TV and want the best picture for the price. You can tolerate or mitigate the ad-centric interface. /N//N you should avoid it if a clean, content-focused interface is your top priority. You're invested in Google or Apple ecosystems. You're intensely worried about long-term software support. /N/N that brings us to the resolution. The hidden flaw isn't present today. /N/N the Fire TV Stick 4K is an excellent streaming device right now in 2026. Its hardware is more than capable. /N/N the flaw is a potential one lurking in the future. It's the uncertainty of Fire OS's evolution. /N/N for a device you might keep for 3 to 4 years. That's worth pondering. /N/N therefore, here's my final take. /N/N if you see it on sale, which it often is, and your needs align with its strengths, it's an easy recommendation. The value is incredible. /N/N but if you're on the fence and the interface ads are a deal-breaker, spend time looking at Roku or Google TV alternatives. /N/N promise number 4, the last one, a final joke to send you off. /N/N after weeks of testing, my Fire TV Stick started recommending documentaries about unions forming in tech companies. I think it's trying to tell me something about its working conditions. /N/N in the end, no device is perfect. The Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K is a powerful, slightly pushy, incredibly convenient portal to your entertainment. /N/N just know what you're signing up for. You're not just buying a streamer, you're moving into a carefully designed Amazon neighborhood. /N/N make sure you like the view. /N/N click the link in the description below to check the latest price on Amazon. Thanks for watching.